50 Cent just made a move that has everybody talking. He bought Big Meech's mansion. The internet is in a frenzy. Hip-hop fans are buzzing, and people everywhere are trying to figure out what this really means. This isn't just some random real estate purchase. This is something bigger, something deeper, something that connects two massive figures in hip-hop history. 50 Cent and Big Meech are two names that carry weight in the culture, but for very different reasons. Big Meech, the legendary leader of the Black Mafia Family, BMF, built an empire that stretched across the country, mixing street business with the glamorous world of hip-hop. His name became larger than life, a symbol of power, money, and influence. Meanwhile, 50 Cent climbed to the top of the rap game with his street-smart mentality, business mindset, and an ability to turn every situation into an opportunity. When these two names cross paths, you know it's something major. Now, let's talk about the mansion. This isn't just any house, it's a symbol of an era. Big Meech's mansion wasn't just a place where he lived. It was a reflection of the extravagant lifestyle that BMF was known for. Expensive cars in the driveway, jewelry that shined brighter than the sun, and parties that looked like something straight out of a movie. This was the kind of place where hip-hop legends, industry elites, and street kings gathered. If walls could talk, this mansion would tell stories that most people wouldn't even believe. But times change. Big Meech's empire fell, and he ended up behind bars, serving time for the massive drug conspiracy that brought BMF down. The mansion, once a symbol of wealth and success, became a reminder of how quickly things can change. The life that once existed inside those walls was gone, and the house became nothing more than a piece of history. Until now. Because 50 Cent just stepped in and took ownership of that history. So the big question is, why did 50 Cent buy Big Meech's mansion? There are a lot of theories, and everyone has their own take on what this really means. Some believe it's a sign of respect. 50 Cent has been heavily involved in keeping Big Meech's story alive through his hit TV series BMF. He's been vocal about Meech's legacy, making sure the world understands the impact that BMF had on the culture. Buying this mansion could be his way of making sure that piece of history doesn't get lost or forgotten. Others think this is a power move. 50 Cent isn't just a rapper, he's a businessman, a strategist, someone who always plays the long game. Owning a mansion tied to one of the biggest street legends in history gives him a certain level of control over how that legacy is remembered. Maybe he plans to use it for business purposes. Maybe he'll turn it into a filming location for BMF. Or maybe he just wants to own a piece of something that represents power, success, and influence. And then there's another theory. This could stir up old tensions. Not everyone is going to look at this as just a business move. Some people might feel a certain way about 50 stepping in and taking something that once belonged to Meech. The streets don't forget, and history runs deep. Could this move cause friction between 50 Cent and people still loyal to BMF? It's possible. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear. This is not just about real estate. This is about history, culture, and legacy. Think about it. 50 Cent has spent years building his empire, going from a rapper to a media mogul. He's turned rap beefs into business opportunities, turned TV shows into billion-dollar deals, and positioned himself as one of the smartest figures in the game. Every move he makes is calculated. So, if he's buying Big Meech's mansion, there's a reason. The mansion itself is more than just a house. It represents an entire era in hip-hop, an era where the lines between music, money, and the streets were completely blurred. BMF wasn't just a drug empire, it was a movement. It was about taking street money and flipping it into something bigger. It was about living life on the highest level possible. And for years, that house stood as proof of that success. But what now? Now that 50 owns it, what's next? Some people believe he's going to restore it to its former glory, turning it into something that continues to tell the story of BMF. Maybe it'll become a museum of sorts, a place where people can come and see the history for themselves. Others think he'll use it as a set for future BMF episodes, making sure the story is told in the most authentic way possible. And then there are those who think 50 Cent has something even bigger planned, something he hasn't even revealed yet. One thing we do know, 50 doesn't make small moves. He's not the type to just buy a house and leave it at that. He's always thinking ahead, always looking at the bigger picture. Whatever he does with Big Meech's mansion, it's going to be something major. This move also raises another question. What does Big Meech think about this? Right now, Meech is still locked up, but that hasn't stopped him from being aware of everything happening in the outside world. His son, Lil Meech, has been carrying the torch for his father's legacy, working directly with 50 Cent on the BMF series and making sure the story is told the right way. If 50 Cent and Lil Meech are as close as they seem, then it's very possible that Big Meech himself is fully aware of this purchase. If Meech approves of it, then this is just another chapter in the BMF story, a chapter where 50 Cent takes the lead in making sure the legacy lives on. But if Meech isn't happy about it, that's when things could get interesting. At the end of the day, this isn't just about a house. This is about power, influence, and the way history is written. 50 Cent now owns a piece of one of the biggest street stories in hip-hop history. Whether it's out of respect, business, or something else entirely, one thing is certain. This move is huge. People are going to be talking about this for a long time, watching to see what 50 does next. Will he honor the mansion's history, or will he redefine what it represents? Whatever happens, one thing is for sure. This is far from the end of the story. In fact, this might just be the beginning of something even bigger.